Hello, hello, and welcome to the Pickard Mosquito.
In this episode, we're going to make our supercar superheater super special.
It looks like a car and it feels car-shaped.
It does actually feel like you're in a proper special place. So as soon as I finished drilling this, I took it out of the vise and I realised my mistake. I mocked it out from the back, but when you flip it over, it's back to
mirror image.
It's a mirror image and it's back to front. So the slot for the little for the fan switch is on the wrong side. So got to make another one
In the scrap bin. I tell you what, I shouldn't admit this, but I kind of like it when you mess up, because it's a really nice reminder that you're human, because you're that good the rest of the time that it can be quite intimidated as you watch.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right cocking things up, right? Occasionally, but the secret is don't make a habit of it. We might be struggle to get it on now because we need to cut these down.
Yep. Actually, not so bad that.
Now, obviously, once we've got to clean all these grooves up, all these slots, and these need cutting down and remaking. But we've got full use of movement, yeah.
You got to pull them that way a little bit. Yeah. No, that one doesn't. Ow! Bang the elbow. All right.
Yeah, that goes to the bottom. Once it's straight across.
So it's at this point in the video, we'd like to say a huge thank you to all of our Patreon members.
Yes, thank you guys.
Who allow us to spend so much time in the workshop, making videos and working on the car. And our slicks and qualifying slicks get a shout out mid-video. Qualifying slicks go first because they get their name on the finished car. So I'd like to say a huge thank you to Derek Green, who's upgraded from being a slick to a qualifying slick, Steve Schriefer, and our slicks, Alex Bottomley, Jamie Dowden, who's a YouTube channel member, David Flaherty, Old Goat, Robert Podmore, Logan Pillsbury, Robert Millwood, Liam Quinn, Darryl Rowe, Tim Ritchie, Mike Satke, Joe Shripley, and Andy Wood. I think I got those in the wrong order, but I made up for it. If you're interested in becoming a member of our Patreon, then you can check out patreon.com/oliverpickard or the YouTube channel memberships tab for more.
So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So this morning, it's all going to come together.
It is.
All our disparate parts are all going to come together, and you've got a really cool idea for some heater control knobs.
Yeah.
Knobs? Sliders?
Sliders.
Yeah. Sliders. Bit lighter. I've explained this.
No.
That is what Dad would probably call a gazonta. Because it goes onto there. Right? And that is how you screw a little aluminium dauber on. Good morning.
Good morning.
So now we've got our heater control knobs,
Yep.
sliders. We need to finish off this.
Yep.
And I think it needs a nice big chamfer either side.
Yeah, but first we have to drill this to get it all fitted in first.
Yes, that's true. And you want to put it,
Because once we polish it, we don't want to be touching it again.
yeah, and you want to put a stud in the back, yeah?
Yeah.
Pull through and then get an Allen key on it and hold just,
Yeah, it's going to need to be short.
I know.
It only screws into this little bit.
I'd like to say a big thank you to Neil Fuller, who's just become a YouTube channel member. He's become a slick. So thank you, Neil. Right, Dad has made this heater, well, he's made a set of these cool little heater control knobs, and they're all drilled out and they're all lightweight and lovely, right? But they are a little bit fussy. So this morning he came in and he's knocked out this teardrop one, which kind of evokes the shape of the gear knob. And so we want to know from you, we've only got one of these, but we can make a full set. But we want to know from you which you like best and which you would like to see in the car. Please tell us down in the comments. Really interested to hear what you think, because we are on the fence. We like both. And of course they'll both be included in the beauty shots at the end of the video. What needs to be.
Yay!
Are we straight?
Pretty much.
It's still got a couple of scratches on. It's not as good as it will be, but it's all right for now. This still has a couple of scratches on. It all needs a final polish. It all needs going over really well.
Okay.
Well, that's slightly better than some plastic rubber bungs.
It is.
So that's all we've got time for this week.
It might seem strange making a heater control when we've got all this to do, but any cutting that we do from the chassis, and the centre console is an integral part of the chassis, obviously needs painting afterwards, because you can't leave a cut edge.
There's a bunch of holes we've drilled for this thing, and as well, like cutting holes allows you to get in with the paint gun.
Yeah.
And it's a bit silly to not cut all the holes that we need to cut and drill all the holes that we need to drill now.
Yep.
And rather than just cutting a hole and go, oh, heater control goes there. Yeah. It's much nicer if we can actually show you a nice shiny thing. And
so it's
a nice
good.
shiny thing it is.
So it's all coming together really well. So leave us in the comments, tell us what you think about the little dauber I made this morning. You know, the radius one with like a teardrop shape, or the drilled ones.
Or the drilled ones, yeah.
Yeah, so we're calling this a teardrop, and we're calling them the drilled.
Yeah.
So leave us a comment, tell us what you think, which you prefer.
And I'm well happy with it. It's superb. I love it. It's, like I say, it still needs a bit of a polish, and it's still got a couple of scratches in it, but it'll get there. And yeah, super happy. And I love the way it goes with the pedal box and the way it goes with the shifter and everything.
Yeah, we've tried to mimic the shape of the shifter, the heater control and the pedals all together. So it makes it all kind of flow together, and it's all very like integral. Yeah,
because if you're buying stuff from like a catalogue or from various different companies, the thing that you don't get, that it makes it look kit car, doesn't it? Because everything's from a different aesthetic. Every company has their own aesthetic of doing things. And the one advantage of making it all yourself is you can make it all look like it's supposed to go together, even if it's from a Fiat Panda originally. And I'm really glad that we went with this domed design.
Yeah.
Because originally our inspiration was going to look very Ferrari Daytona. And over the years, I've been rather mean to the Ferrari Daytona for having an absolutely god-awful interior that looks like a... Anyway, it just it's not cohesive. It does the same thing wrong. It's not cohesive at all. And I've actually grown an appreciation for the plastic nose Daytonas. I still think the interior's god awful, but it's a bit, what's the word? Counter what's it of me to have a heater then in my own car that looks like a Daytona interior. Because 275 GTB 4-cam interior is gorgeous.
Yeah.
250 short wheelbase interior is gorgeous. Acer 1300 GT interior is gorgeous. And then Paris Revolt happens and all trim shop must have left. Except for like one guy who had no taste. 70s, innit? Yep. So yeah, I'm glad it looks 60s and not 70s. It looks like an old hi-fi unit. It's giving all the right vibes, you know? That's the thing, innit? Us guys, right? Men, we don't bother about interior design much. There's loads of things that we don't bother. I do, but there's loads of things that guys don't bother about. But we love hi-fis. Yeah. We love car interiors. There's certain things that you really love in there. Watches. Yeah. There's another one. And actually, these are a bit watch windery. Yeah. With the drilled out ones. Yeah. So tell us what you think down in the comments. A huge
BRM watch.
Yes.
Yeah, BRM watch. You never looked at a BRM watch. You look at a BRM watch, and it's similar. We only just thought of that now. It's not a conscious thing we've done.
No, but BRM watches, they're a bit funny because some of them look absolutely gorgeous,
and others look really cheap and nasty.
Look really tacky. Yeah, they look like a copy of themselves. Yeah. Sorry if you work for BRM or you own BRM and you're watching this. I like some of your watches. Some of your watches are gorgeous. So I'd like to say...
Oh, hang on before we go.
Right, what's up?
Yeah, have we got the square?
Yes.
Right, for the safety standard test, to pass the...
homologation for the car.
Homologation for the car. From this point here, that way, with 127 millimetres, where we can have a protruding switch. But it has to have a minimum of a 2.5 mil radius. So if we go from the 127 from the edge to there.
And we're good?
Hang on, if you put it...
What?
Square on to there.
Oh yeah, square onto the dash.
Onto the dash. Is that square there?
That's square.
Yep, so we're actually in, well within, because obviously this gap here, it's probably 30 mil, so it's probably about 100 mil from the edge of the steering wheel, with 127. So, yep, that's legal.
Yep, that's where your keys can stick out of your ignition and not be illegal, because they are within that area.
127 mil from the edge of your steering wheel.
But if you've ever seen switches in a car, in like a centre console or whatever, that have the little bars around them, and you think to yourself, why have those switches got bars around them, or a start button that's got a cover on? It's because it's outside of that area. We've had some comments as well about our steering wheel being big, even though we've just shown that it's a really good thing because it allows for our heater controls.
360 mil steering wheel. It's not big.
It's slightly bigger than that. It's 365 mil. It's the exact same size as a Nardi that you'll get for an MX-5, except it's plus 5 mil because it's a raid and they're funny sized. But probably so they don't get sued by Nardi. But our front suspension, of course, is MX-5. So it stands to reason that you would have that size of steering wheel for a non-power assisted car, even though it's a lot lighter and it doesn't have the weight over the front.
If we put a smaller wheel on, when you get up to motorway speeds, with a quick rack, they tend to be super twitchy. You can't actually relax on the motorway. What happens, you end up concentrating totally because it's easy to swap lanes.
Yeah. And I'm a very wide guy with very broad shoulders, and road cycling actually taught me that I don't like a narrow set of bars. They're too twitchy, I don't like it. It's not confidence inspiring. So I'd rather, if we do need faster steering, we can change our steering rack.
Yeah, to a 2.2.
Yeah, because our steering rack is actually a reasonably cheap thing, even though ours is a nice one. A Mini, because that's our steering rack is Mini. A classic Mini fast rack, quick rack, is a really inexpensive thing to buy. Yeah. So we can always swap the rack, but I won't be swapping the wheel. It's just a nice thing to hold on to. Miriam, being a tiny lady, she'll be able to park it in a car park, no problem. You know, these things need to be thought about. And at the end of the day, I'd like to be able to daily this.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching.
And a huge thank you to all of our Patreon members and YouTube channel members for supporting what we do here.
Thank you for liking, commenting and subscribing.
Please be awesome to each other.
And we'll see you all in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.